And hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of The Zone. TV movie entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of Gotham, Season 4, Episode 2. Now there's no surprise, spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, might as well come back to this, save it, go watch Gotham, because it's pretty cool episode. Not the greatest episode, but still pretty cool. So let's basically start with this episode's about. It's about Jonathan Crane coming back, and he basically wants revenge on one person. He wants his revenge on Commissioner Gordon, or just Gordon at this point, because of what he did to his father in the first time they ever met. I think it was back in season 2 or 3, I don't remember. So basically now he's full on the Scarecrow, going around basically using his fear gas to basically put fear in, and all the inmates of Arkham, especially the crazy ones. And, they're already crazy and already seeing things probably, so imagine putting fear to that. That makes them more psycho, more dangerous. So what you have in that happen in the problem, you have in the GCPD having a very hard time to even be cops anymore, because they don't know if they should, because they know the Penguin says he can handle it himself, that he's got the best resources and best money to basically do what the GCPD can't do. While that's all happening, a certain somebody comes back into town, and that's our own beloved Barbara King returns once again, and now she has a new plan in basically having a gun shop, if you will. Not really, but more like a gun, how do you call this? A gun, basically helping out the criminal underworld and giving them guns and making profits out of it. So basically gun smuggling ring, if you want to call it that. Or black market kind of thing. Let's go with that. So she comes back and she wants to recruit Tabitha and of course Selina Kyle. While that's going on, you have Bruce Wayne continuing to do his thing by pretending, obviously being Batman and on training wheels, if you want to call it that, basically going, rooftops and fighting criminals who he finds are doing illegal things. He does his thing, but now he notices that, he's doing what he can, fighting. He's good with hand-to-hand combat, but now he's at a point where these criminals are now going to start using guns and knives. Now he's going to have to start protecting himself more. And, of course, Alfred's telling him, you shouldn't be doing this, you're not, prepared enough for this. So you get into all that. I gotta say, I liked this episode. I really dig the Scarecrow. I thought the costume looked pretty cool. And he carried, what do you call it? The Grim Reaper scythe, I think it's called. That big, long farmer's weapon that has like a big curve and it's a big knife. I know what it's called. I think it's a big knife. That's what I'm going to call it. So he's carrying that. He's basically swinging that around at Gordon and basically trying to take him out. And then you see him get gassed. And then, of course, you see Jim's fear, which is basically losing Leslie, obviously. Because there's a moment where he gets sprayed and he sees Leslie in a bathtub. And she's bleeding because she either cut her wrists or something. So that's one of his fears. And of course he overcomes his fear and basically figure out that the way to beat the fear gas is water. Whatever. Now let's talk about some of the moments I didn't like about this episode. There's quite a few. Lucius Fox is back in this episode. He's one of my negatives. I mean, I know in the comic books of Batman and the cartoons, Lucius is supposed to be this character that helps Batman in his crusade, obviously, but in the sides, and not really know that he's Bruce Wayne or Batman or whatever, or what he's really doing. Because if you watch the Christopher Nolan movies, do you really notice that Lucius Fox even knew he was really Batman, or he was just pretending? I mean, I really wish they can just say, yo, man, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be jumping on rooftops in the middle of the night. Why don't you come on, help me, give me some gadgets or whatever, And that way him and Alfred can work together to help Bruce. No, they just pretend like, yeah, I'm good. I'll give you some things to do, and if you want to go bungee jumping, or in this case, he told him he's doing right climbing, here's some Kevlar or whatever, That was one of the moments I didn't like about the episode at the end. He finally gets the armor, and then Lucius Fox pretends he doesn't know. if he knows, why doesn't he just say something? But other than that, whatever. And then of course you have you see Poison Ivy, obviously Ivy, finally become who she really supposed to be, I believe. So there's a moment at the end where she comes back and she takes some potion to basically, I guess, get stronger. So does that mean she's gonna be really Poison Ivy come the next few episodes? No idea. But I dig it. I think it sounds interesting. You know, we have Scarecrow now. He looked pretty cool. Costume looked pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Better than what, Christopher Nolan's just his mask had. But I thought it was cool. Other than that, other negative, I mean, I wish also the GCPD is kind of stupid at this point. I mean, there are moments where, Jim knows that he has to stop Penguin and his crusade and making crime legal and all that stuff. But yet the GCPD don't want to do it. It's like they gave up. It's like if you watch your favorite sports team and they lose by like 50 points or whatever the hell it is, and they're like, yeah, who cares about the rest of the season? Let's not worried about it. It's like the GCPD is like the same thing. They're like, yeah, let the Penguin handle it. Crime's legal now, like, guys. We can't do anything about it because we're just stupid. We just hang around, just do this in our desks and file papers. That's all they do. I don't know why the GCPD is even here. I think Gordon and Bullock should just quit and do their own thing. But, whatever. But other than that, pretty solid episode. Wasn't, like I said, wasn't the greatest, but I still enjoyed it. Can't wait to see more. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode if you saw it. And what are you expecting out of this whole season? Do you think we're going to see Batman at the end of this? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much and have a good night.